So when we are adding fractions with like denominators, let's say I have 2/8 plus 3/8. What do we do with that denominator? Keep the denominator the same. Okay, keep the same denominator. How do we find the new numerator then? 2 plus 3. Just add the two numerators together. What's 2 plus 3? 5. Is that in simplest form?
I'd say no.
Yes. So we are done. That's your final answer. Okay. Moving on to subtracting. If I am subtracting 4/9 minus 3/9, what do you notice about those two fractions?
They have common denominator.
Common denominator. So what's our denominator for our answer? The same. It's 9. Now subtract your numerators. What's 4 minus 3? 1. Is that our final answer for that one? Yes, it's in simplest form, so you know you're done. Okay? So moving on to these two. What do you notice about A?
They're both 3/4.
They are both the same fraction, okay? So what do they have in common?
4.
Both, but what's important to us?
Both plus 4.
The denominator is the same, okay? So when we do our answer, what is our denominator?
4.
4. Okay, now how do we find our numerator?
Add.
Add them together. 3 plus 3?
6.
6. Can I leave it like this?
1/2.
Right. Let me ask you this. Some misconceptions I've had. Some kids are like, how do I know if I need to reduce the fraction? Or how do I know if I need to change it to a... Or how do I know I need to change it to a mixed number? Go for it. If the numerator is bigger, okay, and your bottom number is smaller and it can go into that, that's a mixed number. Because how many times does 4 go into 6? 1, with how many left over? 2 over 4. Now we can reduce that. Okay, we can reduce that fraction. What do I do with the 1 out in front though? Keep it, and then what? How do I reduce?
Divide.
Divide by 2, so I get 1/2. Okay? What about this bottom one here?
You basically subtract the top.
Why is there parentheses in there?
Because it's negative.
Because of the negative. It's to keep it separate. Okay? Is this any different though?
No.
No. So what would my denominator be? 9. How would I find the numerator?
Adding.
Because we have this negative, right? So it's 5 plus a negative 7.
-2.
Negative 2. So we have negative 2 over 9. Is that my final answer?
No. Yes.
Yes, because I cannot reduce this. Okay, that is in simplest form already, so I am done. Okay? Now we have, what kind of numbers are these?
Mixed numbers. So
Mixed numbers. So I have whole numbers and I have fractions. Now, when we had mixed numbers with multiplying and dividing, what did we do first? Abel.
Made them improper.
We made them into improper fractions. With adding and subtracting, you do not want to do that. Okay? If you make them into improper fractions, you're going to have to do a lot more work and a lot more steps to get to your final answer. Okay? So, what we do is we split up whole numbers and fractions. So you add your whole numbers together, and then you add your fractions together, and then you put them together for your final answer. Okay? So let's look at this one first. What do we do with these two numbers?
You get the fractions and get the
Yes, we split them up. Okay, so what are my whole numbers?
8 and 3.
3 and 8. What are my fractions? 4 over 9 and 2 over 9. Okay, now I add the whole numbers. What's 3 plus 8?
6 over 9.
11. Now the fractions. What do you notice about those fractions?
Oh.
They're the same denominator, so what's my denominator going to be?
9.
9. So add the numerators. 4 plus 2. 6. Can I leave it like this? I can. I'm going to put them together first here. So I have 11 and 6/9.
Then 11 and 2/3.
Okay, what do I do with this 11? Leave it. Okay, what happens to the 6 over 9? Changes into 2 over 3. Now, is that my final answer? Yes. Don't change it into an improper fraction, okay, because that'll make it improper and it's not simplified.
Okay.
So leave it as a mixed number.
Wait, so you just keep the whole numbers and then you add the fractions together and you add the whole numbers?
Okay, let's look at subtracting now. Is there any difference between adding and subtracting the way you solve fractions?
No.
No, it's just the only difference is what? The adding and subtracting. Okay, the process is the same. You keep your denominator, and then you do the same thing with your numerators. Okay, same rules apply for adding and subtracting. So here, what do you notice about these two fractions? Chase. Same denominator, so what does that tell us? What? It is easier to subtract. Why? Because what's my answer going to be? What's the denominator going to be? It's going to be 12. So our denominator stays the same. And then what's 11 minus 5? 6. Can I leave it like this? No. What do I divide by here?
2. 6.
6. How many times is 6 going to 6? 1. How many times is 6 going to 12? 2. Now is it reduced?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Now we're going to see problems like this, where it gives us an expression, and then it gives us values for those variables. What have we normally done when we're given this type of stuff? Plug them in, substitute. Okay, that's the same thing we're going to do here. So this one says Q minus R. What does it say Q is? 9 3/5. Change that 1/2 to a 1/5 for me. I don't know why they put 1/2. And then it says minus, what's R? 7 1/5. Okay, what kind of numbers are these? Mixed. They are rational numbers, but more specific, they are mixed numbers. Okay, so how do we solve mixed numbers? How do we add and subtract mixed numbers?
You gotta separate the whole numbers.
Separate the whole numbers. What are my whole numbers?
9 and 7.
9 minus 7. And then what are my fractions? 3/5 minus 1/5. What's 9 minus 7?
2.
2. What is 3/5 minus 1/5?
2 fifths.
2/5. Keep your same denominator. And then subtract your numerators. Can I leave it like this?
No.
No, why?
They're separated.
They're separated, so I need to put them together. So what does it look like when I put them together? Chase. 2 and 2/5. That's in simplest form, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I am going to skip the rest of the packet so you have time to work and catch up on missing assignments.